There is a moment in each of our lives when we stand at the edge of comparison, peering into the vast landscape of others' achievements, beauty, and success. We measure ourselves against standards we never set, believing that happiness lies somewhere out there, in the lives we observe but do not inhabit. It is a quiet struggle, one that whispers in the back of our minds, telling us we are not enough, that our story is somehow less worthy than the ones we see unfold around us. Yet, what if the greatest gift we could give ourselves is to step back from this precipice, to accept who we are, and to discover the profound freedom that comes with embracing our own unique journey? Imagine, for a moment, a young artist named Elias. From childhood, he was drawn to colors and shapes, finding solace in the brushstrokes that brought his imagination to life. But as he grew, so too did the world's expectations. Social media feeds overflowed with masterpieces. Friends celebrated exhibitions in grand galleries, and accolades found their way to others. Elias couldn't help but compare his work to theirs. His paintings seemed small, his talent unremarkable, his dreams foolish. The joy he once felt in creating began to fade, replaced by a relentless pursuit to measure up, to fit in, to be more like someone else. One day, burdened by doubt, Elias wandered into a forest near his home. The trees stood tall and silent, each unique in its own way. Some twisted and gnarled, others straight and slender, their branches reaching in every direction. No two were the same, yet together they formed a breathtaking tapestry. For the first time, Elias wondered, what if the trees compared themselves to one another? Would the oak feel inferior to the willow? Would the pine envy the maple's vibrant leaves? Of course not. Each tree grew according to its own nature, shaped by the wind, the earth, and the sun. Their beauty lay in their individuality. As he sat beneath an ancient elm, Elias realized that comparison had become a prison. It had turned his passion into a competition, his creativity into conformity. He began to see that the value of his art did not depend on others' approval or recognition, but on the authenticity with which he expressed himself. The forest was his reminder that no two lives and no two dreams are meant to be the same. This insight did not come easily. Elias wrestled with it, fighting against the habit of self-judgment. But slowly, he learned to let go. He returned to his canvas, painting not to impress, but to explore. He stopped following trends and started following his curiosity. He found that what made his art special was not its perfection, but its honesty. With each brushstroke, he accepted himself a little more, embracing his quirks, his flaws, and his unique perspective. He discovered that acceptance was not resignation, it was liberation. In accepting who we are, we open ourselves to the richness of our own experience. We allow our passions to flourish, our voices to be heard, and our stories to unfold as they are meant to. We realize that our worth is not contingent on comparison, but inherent in our very existence. The truth is, every person is a mosaic of strengths and weaknesses, victories and defeats, moments of brilliance and times of doubt. To compare ourselves is to diminish this complexity, to flatten the vibrant landscape of human experience into a single, narrow path. Consider the tale of a young woman named Mira, who spent years striving to match the achievements of her siblings. They excelled in academics, sports, and careers, while Mira's interests led her to quiet corners, a love for poetry, a fascination with the stars, a gift for listening. She often felt invisible, her talents overshadowed by those celebrated in her family. Yet, when her grandmother fell ill, it was Mira's gentle presence and compassionate heart that brought comfort. In those moments, she realized that her gifts could not be measured by trophies or accolades. Their value lay in the impact they had on those around her. Mira's journey was not about rising above her siblings, but about discovering her own path. She learned that acceptance comes when we honor what makes us different, when we recognize that our contributions matter in ways that cannot always be seen or measured. She began to write poems inspired by the night sky, sharing them with friends and strangers alike. Her words offered solace, hope, and wonder. By embracing who she was, Mira illuminated the world in her own way. The stories of Elias and Mira remind us that acceptance is not a destination, but a daily practice. It is the courage to stand in our own light, to value our experiences, and to celebrate our uniqueness. When we stop comparing ourselves, we begin to see the beauty in our journey, the moments of struggle, the lessons learned, the connections forged. We realize that life is not a race, but a dance, each step shaped by the rhythm of our own hearts. So, let us pause and reflect. What are the ways in which we compare ourselves? Is it in our careers, our relationships, our appearance, our achievements? What do we hope to find in the lives of others that we believe is missing in our own? And what might happen if we chose, today, to accept ourselves as we truly are? Acceptance does not mean complacency. It means recognizing that growth happens when we are honest with ourselves, when we nurture our strengths and acknowledge our weaknesses. It means understanding that our journey will not look like anyone else's, and that is precisely where its beauty lies. When we embrace who we are, we invite others to do the same. We create a world where diversity is celebrated, where authenticity is valued, and where each person's story adds richness to the tapestry of life. The next time you find yourself tempted to compare, remember the forest. Remember Elias and Mira. Remember that you are a one-of-a-kind creation, shaped by experiences and dreams that no one else will ever possess. Your voice matters, your passions matter, and your journey matters. Accept who you are, and you will discover a freedom that comparison can never offer. Allow yourself to be inspired not by the lives of others, but by the promise of your own. Let your story unfold, not as a shadow of someone else's, but as a radiant expression of who you truly are. For in accepting yourself, you unlock the greatest potential, the power to live fully, love deeply, and contribute meaningfully to the world. After this, you will never compare yourself again. You will step into the fullness of your being, embracing your individuality with pride and gratitude. You will see that acceptance is the foundation of true happiness, and that your life is a masterpiece, unique and irreplaceable. The journey begins now. Accept who you are, and let your light shine.